Alright, ladies and gentlemen, I'm here on the show, and don't really have much to do today. I'll recap the Lakers and Pacers, because actually a good matchup tonight. But here I want to talk about some of the transfer portal stuff, and yes, it's with Kentucky, because that's my team, so the only team I want to talk about. Or I could do some stuff, maybe sometime with the portal. We'll talk about players, I don't know. But this one I'm going to talk about Kentucky, some of the players that they are targeting, because I know you can be like, oh yeah, you got a game focused on Friday. Well, yes, they're focused on the game Friday. But with the transfer portal now, you got to take advantage while you can, because you got to get moving now. You can't just not do anything. In a month's time, the portal is closed and everyone already knows where they're going. You gotta move now or you're losing out. This isn't like the old days. You gotta chop, chop, chop. You gotta go. But the first player that's been talked about for weeks. Kentucky will be taking a Zoom call with North Dakota guard Trayson Eaglestaff today. He's one of the top scorers in the country. I think it'd be a great fit for our offense. I mean, he put up 40 points against Alabama. He had a 51-point game in their conference. I think one of the games in their conference tournament. He averages like 18 points per game. It would fit our offense because he's a big-time scorer, and we're losing a lot of seniors after this season, so we ought to get a big-time scorer in Trayson Eaglestaff. I think the freshmen we're bringing in are good, but it's good to get some of these veteran players that are good out of the portal to add to Mark Pope's offense. So Trayson Eaglestaff's very good, and hopefully they can get him. That's one of the players that has been mentioned. Second player is some interest. Kentucky's expressed. They've also expressed some interest in Sam Houston transfer guard Lamar Wilkerson. He averaged 20.5 points per game, 4 rebounds and 2 assists. He shot 47% overall from the field, 37.3% from 3. I don't know if he's going to come here. It's just a player Kentucky expressed some interest in. I would expect 2 other SEC teams or more to be in on, probably like an Arkansas, Tennessee. But I think Lamar Wilkerson would also fit in the offense, because him and Trayson Eaglestaff both put up a lot of points. I think 18 points per game, or 19 for Eaglestaff, 20 for Lamar Wilkerson. I'm probably not going to get them both, but this is just another player Kentucky's expressed some interest in, just trying to get up there and get some players. And they've also apparently reached out to a former McDonald's All-American from the Big Ten, I don't know who, and I'm not paying money to $1 for an article to read. Sorry. Some more players. Another player, big time player in the transfer portal. New Mexico point guard transfer Donovan Dent, one of the top players in the transfer portal. I would say probably the top player. He was contacted by the Kentucky head coach Mark Pope and assistant Jason Hart on Tuesday. He tells KSR Plus, and he said it's always been a dream school to play at. I mean, I'd love to get Donovan Dent and Trayson Eaglestaff. I'd love to get them both. I think they can get Donovan Dent. I think it would be a really nice pickup. He's a good player. He averaged 20 points and I think 5 assists this past season. So he's one of the top players, and we need a point guard for next season. I know they're bringing in Camden Lewis, I think that's how you say his name, but he's a freshman and he can be good off the bench. I'd rather bring in a point guard that's more experienced, because I really don't know what other point guards are in the portal. Maybe Brayton Smith still going to be available next season, but I don't know. I'd rather have Donovan Dent, because I feel like he's more of a fit for the offense, and he says it's a dream school. It's always been a dream school for him to play at. I think it would make sense. There's going to be a lot of other teams going after him, though. I think it'll just come down, maybe comes down to who pays him the most, or who gives him the most, who gives him the most NIL. But I think, maybe it won't be that. Maybe this is a dream school to play at for him. I don't know. We already talked about Trayson Eaglestaff. Syracuse guard Elijah Moore. He is starting to receive some interest from Kentucky. He tells KSR Plus, and he said, it seems like a good culture, basically, is what he said. I don't know who this is. But once again, I don't know who this player is, and I'm not paying $1 to read an article. Some more teams that are involved with Donovan Dent are Duke, Kansas, more teams that are involved. I'm not going to say if we're not going to get him or not. Who knows at this point. Getting Donovan Dent would be a freaking grand slam, because I'm sure they're going to get a few other guys. I just don't know if we're going to offer huge money for him, though. 7-foot San Diego State transfer, Magoon Gwath. He is in contact with Kentucky as well. He averaged 8.5 points per game, 5.2 rebounds, and 2.6 blocks per game as a redshirt freshman. He was the Mountain West Defensive Player of the Year. He's also in contact with teams like Michigan and Washington, but Kentucky is a name in there as well. Michigan would make sense, but I feel like that would be a good replacement for Amari Williams, because Amari Williams, obviously, this is his only season at Kentucky. And this guy I think he can shoot as well. I think he can shoot. He would look great in blue, in that blue uniform. And also, he would only be a sophomore, or I think, wouldn't he be a sophomore? I think, and he's a really good defender as well, almost averaging like 3 blocks a game. Another player that I'm confident, I'm not as confident all the other players I've mentioned. Well, I'm pretty confident they'll get Eaglestaff, but all the other players I've talked about, don't know. But this one I'm confident in. Tulane guard Cam Williams, a guard transfer. He'll have 3 more years of eligibility, I believe, because he's only a freshman this year. He had some interest from Kentucky. He said they have a great team, and he's talking about this year. I think they're going to win the entire thing, but that's just me personally. Sounds like a Cat fan to me. I think they'll bring him. I think he'll come to Kentucky because I think he's a good player from this past season for Tulane, and he just sounds like a Wildcat to me. Another player, Florida State small forward transfer, Taylor Bowen tells KSR Plus that he's been in contact with Kentucky assistant coach Jason Hart. They're a winning program. It's a super rich history. It definitely interests me. I mean, he has the talent. I mean, I know he's 6'10", like 195, but I mean, he can throw on 15, 20 pounds in an off season. Just depends if they want him. What's clear is we need to be 3 deep at every position. We need to have a deep bench. But he has the talent, and he has, 2 years left? So, I would definitely expect them to show interest on him. Another name to watch is UNLV guard transfer, Deaton Thomas Jr., also one of the names in the portal. KSR Plus sources told Mark Pope, Jason Hart have been in contact with him. They're going to get a guard. I mean, they could get multiple. I mean, some they can start and some they can come off the bench. But I believe those are some of the players that are Kentucky's shown some interest in for next season. I really want Eaglestaff, to be honest, and Donovan Dent. Those are 2 players I want. But there's a bunch of good players in the portal, and Mark Pope built a good team in 2 months for this season, make the Sweet 16. So I trust what players they're looking at, what players they want for next season to fit his system. So yeah, that's some of the players that Kentucky's shown some interest in. Don't really have much else to do today, so I kind of just want to talk about that. So, what players there in the transfer portal out there do you want that haven't been mentioned, and that Kentucky that hasn't been reported that they've shown interest in? Players do you guys want out of the portal? So yeah, leave a like, subscribe for more. Peace.